Alright, welcome to the mask making atelier. So what we're doing here is we work with clay, which is the first stage. The first exercise that we did was with a piece of clay, which we take and we hit it without watching on the clay. We hit it and we hit it more and we turn and hit it and turn and hit and turn and hit. We don't watch at the clay. And then we have a look at this piece of clay that we did. And what we have as humans is we recognize faces. We see faces everywhere. In cars, we can see faces on a puddle. I can see a face in here.
So this work comes from a lineage of physical theatre work from Jacques Lecoq. And I learned it through particularly a teacher called Matteo Destro in Italy. And I've been exploring with him and another teacher called Giovanni Fusetti. So a lot of what we're doing here is based from this lineage of work of many generations. And then before that, inspired by Commedia dell'arte in Italy, which is mask street theatre work. Everyone, congratulations! You've made a theatre mask. Yes, just take a moment to look at this array of beauty and all of the journey that went into it. What we're going to do now is we're going to see them and we're going to let them tell us what they want to be. How we will do this, we'll make a crowd, and then quite quickly, because we're many people, one person will take a mask, they will go on stage, no costume, nothing. As neutral clothing as you have is the best, because then the mask, we really see the mask and we don't see everything else that's happening. And we turn our backs to the audience, we put the mask on until it's comfortable, and we turn around and we do not play anything. We breathe, and all we do is stand there, breathe, and articulate their head. I look and I breathe, and the audience will see what this is. And then the invitation from the audience, when I ask, is to give one or two things that come in your head. It can be poetic, it can be what you like. This person works in the supermarket. Boom. Yes, this is a grandma and has 20 grandchildren. Yes, whatever comes, whatever imagination comes, we just say a few of them, and this person standing there gets this first image of what the mask is. So we can make an audience, and one person can grab their mask to go first.
The project is expressive mask making. We gradually start performing with a neutral mask, then we take a different white mask with a little bit of expression, lavard mask, and then I think today we'll use the expressive mask that we created here. At the very first point you have to act as neutral, no matter how hard it is for your body. Then you have to take a body expression, since you can't speak, it's silent masks. And then, I guess today, with the expressive masks, our body will take the shape of the mask according also to what we feel, what we see in the mask, and what the crowd corrects us about.
These things people are saying, let it just affect your body, just very, very slightly. It's going to be a little bit, chest a little bit down, everything a little bit tighter, just a little. These masks can work with a lot less with the larval masks. We have to defend our bodies very big because the masks are so simple. These ones, the body can do a lot less because the mask will carry this expression. We dream a lot more because the mask is a lot more expressive. Painting, almost too good.
Almost too good. Go back in the workshop and make it more better.
This thing I said right at the start, our job is to make the audience believe we are not wearing paper mache on our face. And this mask has a particular cleanness that then allows us to dream. Okay, thank you, Ori. You can. Thank you.
For me, the creation of the mask was pretty challenging at the beginning. Sometimes you see a mask and you don't want it to be like that. You want to always change it and reshape it until you like it. And about the plane, it was also really uncomfortable at the beginning, but then you kind of feel really confident, and you see the progress of the work. Actually, you feel more free and playful. When you work with the body, you have ups and downs in this work, and sometimes you feel more relaxed, your body feels more free, but sometimes you feel stuck and you don't know how to act in it. First, you see the emotion of the mask, you try to feel it in your body, and it works. Yeah. This project, I had really a lot of inner processes is going on. I feel a lot more free in my movements and in my emotions. Yeah, I think that my inner processes with my emotions help me a lot with creating my mask and being with this mask on a stage and perform. I don't know if I'm really comfortable with the emotion that my mask express, but I'm interested to play in it and to feel it with my body.
It's actually, this workshop is really amazing exercise because we have multiple steps of developing ourselves and our personalities and try to obtain different personalities. And I really enjoy the exercise when we try to be as neutral as possible, because we have so much of ourselves with characteristics and body posture and like little reactions here and there. And one of the things that we had to learn first in order to become someone else is how to become as little as possible ourselves. And it turned to be a really challenging exercise, but one of my favorites so far. And it's really interesting to see how much of body awareness you need to have. And it doesn't matter what you think you show, because you think you're showing this, but in fact crowd sees completely different thing. The experience creating mask was very different, because we started with a clay, and I do ceramics, and so for me clay is a very familiar material, and I felt like very comfortable and very like at home. But then we started to do layers of plastic and papier-mâché, and then plaster, and then paint, and with every extra step I just was going away so far from my comfort feeling, and I'm not a painter at all.
But we work from the structure, and here on this piece of clay we have quite a lot of structure happening, which is happening by chance, and all we do is we recognize where the face is. Here bone chicken happen here as well, and then it can go more into definition. And out from these little clay pieces we create them in the big clay, which looks like this. We need volume.
Yuri, he did a very good job, because he does see what needs to be highlighted and how to make things actually work, because he already has a lot of experience with this. When I started to create the mask, I really enjoyed, because it was pure accidents that we were encouraged to do. So we had this chunk of clay, maybe this big, and we had to slam it with a hammer until we kind of see something coming out.
The nose where it could be, give it a bit of shape here. The mouth would be somewhere there, and already we have a face.
In the beginning it felt really liberating, because it's not a sculpturing really, it's like, okay, here is an accident and I'm gonna work out from this accident. But then It started to be more and more polishing, and I really started to enjoy having those edges and hard lines. And it's really interesting to see how all people have really different experiences with creating. I actually think that the mask that I created really reflects myself, because I feel really connected with the mask, I think. But what is interesting, because emotions, what we try to do with the masks, we try to show emotions with our body. When we started to work on the mask, Yuri was telling us, try to make it not fixed in one particular emotion. Try to make it a variety. And this is how, even today when I was showing my mask, the audience told that if I put my shoulders down, I feel defeated. And if I put my shoulders up, I feel like proud. Not I feel like, they feel like I was a proud character. So I think it's a question of the details that you put in the mask. I think wearing a mask, I can explore different areas of myself that I don't even think about exploring. When I'm in an audience, I do not really see a person I know, and I have a feeling that is a complete detachment from who is the Maria, let's say, or who is the person who wears mask. It's not Maria anymore. Like, for example, right now we had Ilaria on a stage, and she's a completely different person in real life, but when she was wearing this mask, she was just like a witch and crazy and unpredictable person.
It's forbidden to speak in the mask.
Breathe, and just look around the crowd, just notice how people react. Can you just move your hair a little bit back?
When I did my mask, it was my first time doing such things. I did my mask for 2 hours, and I was sitting and thinking what to do next, what to do. I don't really like it, I don't know what to do, but for me it's difficult to start again. So for me the most impressive thing in making masks was to destroy my first mask with this. I think that I'll remember this moment forever. Oh, I'm really happy with my mask, and I'm happy to tell this, because usually I'm complaining on everything. So now I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of my mask, that I really like it. I was studying as an actress, so for me it's not very difficult to really connect with some role, because I feel that inside of a person there are all of roles in the world. And I'm happy with it, because I'm not afraid to be ugly at all.
When you see the mask painted and ready, from the very beginning that it started, that you managed to make a mask, unique mask, because then you destroy the clay, you can't reproduce it. That you managed to make a unique mask somehow from your soul.
But there's a nice sentence of people, I believe people build masks that need to be played.
This process was very intense for me, because we make forms and then we see something in it, and regarding how are we see some feelings that are coming from us. It's not about the form, it's what we see. So I realized that this confusion that I saw in the end of my mask is also inside me. And when you see some more neutral people, you also see more neutral masks. I feel proud about my result. I see all this process, all these hours that we were together with other teammates and making this creature. And in my life I'm very difficult to make changes, and making this was like something a little brave. All this stuff in your life are coming to this process, and I'm feeling very proud about destroying one time and then creating something better.
You know, every person somehow in the life will have a shield, will have a mask. You might laugh, you might have an eye expression, but the body tells different things. So no matter how much you try to mask yourself, sometimes the body cannot hide, and this is just what the audience sees.
We haven't really played yet in our masks. It is the first time we put it on. But from my experience, I feel like there is less barrier because my face doesn't have to express anything. If I feel terrified, crowd cannot see this because it's all covered, and we're not allowed to speak in the masks. And from that perspective, I feel it is liberating that people do not see your face.
Little fact here, the word personality comes from the Latin word persona. Persona means to sound through, and it comes from Greek masks, where they used to have their big stadiums. They had masks that had a mouth open, and the masks were there actually to help project the voice. So in some way, our personality is a mask that we express ourselves through. So I think this border, is a bit of a fluid and elusive thing, because I think we're made up of many, many masks, and we know the masks of other people, even if we can't understand them, or even if we say, no, I'm not like that. There's part of you that is like that, but maybe it just doesn't get much expression.
I don't know if there is a border. I think it's a really smooth transition from what you are to a character you're playing. For me, at least.
I don't really feel that the mask was a barrier for me. I think it was the opposite thing, and it helped me to actually feel more free and confident.
It's a barrier that helps me be more expressive, so it's not a barrier, it's like a phenomenal barrier.
When you wear a mask, there is a barrier, but when you manage to form your body and show your joy or sadness or your feelings, that's the point, to break the barrier, to share it, to share what you feel with the audience and make them part of the movie, part of the dream, as Richard says.
No, I don't think that this is my barrier. No, it's not a barrier. It's one of side that helped me to be opened, but not to have a barrier. And I think that making masks is a tool to cope with barriers. Yes, I'm sure.